Hey guys, Travis and Joey here with DFSkarma.com for the weekly NFL Player Props Picks podcast. Player Prop Picks podcast. Say it 10 times fast. I dare you. We, every single week, drop this podcast on our YouTube channel, which hopefully you're subscribed to it by now. If not, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. But we go through all of our partner prop sites, Underdog, Fantasy.online, MonkeyKnifeFight.online, and PrizePicks.online. P.S. If you don't sign up for any of those, if you don't have an account in any of those yet, sign up for them and use promo code KARMA. You get that deposit bonus on every single one of those sites just by using promo code KARMA. But we are going to have one prop from each of these sites every single week that you tune in. So let's just get right to it before Joey drinks any more espresso. Before we started recording, he already just took like 7 shots. So he is wired and ready to rock and roll. As you can see, look at this. Look on a scale of 1 to 10. Isn't that just a 10? Can you just look at that face? That's... Anyway, what's your favorite play on Underdog Fantasy? I know for just a prelude here, Underdog Fantasy typically doesn't put their Sunday props till after we start recording this, so this is actually a Thursday Night Football play. So if you're watching this and it hasn't happened yet, you want to plug this in ASAP. But Underdog Fantasy down online, what are we plugging in for the Thursday night game?
Yeah, for Underdog, I'm plugging in a 2-play. My first play would be Terrace Marshall under 30.5 receiving yards. He's got the toughest matchup of the Carolina wide receivers. He's a slot wide receiver, so he's going up against Desmond King, who's the toughest cornerback for the Texans, the only good cornerback the Texans really have. And he's only ran a route on 50% of Darnold's dropbacks. So, you know, it's a heavy favorite. They're 8.5-point favorites against the Texans. They're not going to be passing much in general. And then if he's only running a route on 50% of his dropbacks, I really only expect about 20, maybe 25 routes run. And he hasn't gone over this total all season. The highest he's gone is 26 receiving yards, and that was on 6 targets. So I'm not expecting that many targets this game. Another one you can play just to correlate that with Darnold's under completions, just because we don't expect him to be passing a ton. And on the Texans side, I love Brandon Cooks over 73.5 receiving yards. He's dominating the target share. He's a 36% target share on the season, which is second in the league, only behind Cooper Kupp. He saw 10 targets when Mills came in, and Mills only had 18 pass attempts. So that's over a 50% target share right there, just after Tyra got injured. So, you know, he's Mills' favorite target so far. He's gone over in both games so far this season, and as a heavy underdog, we're expecting tons of passing, and he's second in the league in air yards with 303.
All right, so lock that in. Tonight, Thursday Night Football, if you're watching this on after the game started, or it's Friday or Saturday, you still got 2 Sunday plays. Let's go right to it. Let's start off, let's go to PrizePicks next. So PrizePicks down online, what are we locking in on that site?
All right, on PrizePicks, I'm also locking in another 2-play here. We got a running back and a wide receiver. First, I'm expecting a bounce-back game from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They have his prop at 54.5 rushing yards. He hasn't gone over this total yet this season, but he's getting the volume. He's getting about 12 to 14 carries a game. He just hasn't gotten the yards per carry he's needed to gone over, but he gets a good match against the Chargers, who's allowing 2.42 yards before contact, which is 3rd worst in the league. The Chargers allowed 100 rushing yards to Washington and almost 200 rushing yards to Dallas. They almost allowed 2 100-yard rushers in general to Dallas. He's getting enough carries, but I expect those yards per carry to increase to over 4, maybe 5 yards per carry this game. So expect Clyde to go over at least 60 yards this game. And then I also love Calvin Ridley over 6 receptions. He's averaging 6 receptions a game on 9 targets. His targets went up last game as the Falcons could actually run their offense. Against Philly week 1, you saw Ryan only had like 150 passing yards, and Ridley still had 7 targets for 5 receptions. So I'm expecting a huge target share from him. And last season we saw without Julio Jones, he had 11.5 targets per game and 7 receptions per game without Julio. So expect that number to go up from 6 receptions this season to over 7. And they should be playing from behind. Giants aren't the best team, but you saw the Falcons have been struggling all year. So expect them to be playing from behind again for another high-volume game from Calvin Ridley.
All right, then last but not least, MonkeyKnifeFight.online.
All right, MonkeyKnifeFight, I'm looking at the LA-Tampa game. Cooper Kupp sitting there at 18.5 fantasy points. On PrizePicks, he's all the way up to 21, so you're getting some nice value there. Kupp's the number one fantasy wide receiver this season. He's averaging 30.5 PPR points per game. That's miles above anybody else this season. He gets an easy matchup in the slot against Ross Cockrell. When you're playing against Tampa, you want to target the slot wide receivers against them since they have elite outside wide receivers. And since the offense for the Buccaneers is so good, you expect the high-paced game playing from behind. A lot of the cornerbacks are allowing high target games, and if Kupp's getting another 10-plus targets, he should easily go over 18.5 fantasy points. And he's only one of 3 wide receivers this season with 100-plus receiving yards in both games. So, he's clearly Stafford's favorite target. And then on the other side, I'm looking at Chris Godwin under 16.5 fantasy points. He gets a tough matchup against Jalen Ramsey, who's only allowing 0.48 yards per route run this season, which is one of the least amount in the league. And he's only Brady's third favorite red zone target. So even though he has those 2 touchdowns, he's third favorite for Brady, so he's not a priority when they get into that red zone. My only hesitation is if Brown misses. He had a positive COVID test, but he is vaccinated, so he may still be able to play. Even though if he does miss, that means the Rams can focus more on Evans and Godwin, so they can focus their defense a little more on those 2 guys. So I like the under there.
So something that Joey just mentioned earlier in that MonkeyKnifeFight play was comparing Kupp's points to PrizePicks. So that is goes back to another question that was actually asked in our free Discord, which P.S. if you ever done there, if you're not in the free Discord yet, I don't know what to tell you. Just go to your browser, type in chat, ChatDFS, chatdfs.com. It's an automatic free invite into our chat room where you can go back and forth with all of our community and all of our expert analysts as well. But some question that was actually asked to me yesterday is, what site, if I'm picking one site, am I signing up for this site, to this site, to this site? And the same thing that Joey and Ethan in our chat, as well as myself, recommend is getting an account if it's available in your state, if you can get all 3 of them or at least 2 of them in your state, to sign up for all of them, because you got to shop the lines, which is the same strategy with traditional sports books. You got to shop the lines. So if you want to go, if you're targeting a player, you're like, I feel like he's going to go over, then find the lowest number on these 3 sites, just like you said with the Cooper Kupp situation there. So definitely use that as a strategy and get our other strategies inside of our free chat room. Good luck tonight and for Sunday, and we'll see you guys next week on the next Player Prop Picks podcast. There we go. I said it. All right, guys. Good luck.
Good luck, everyone.